Hey guys, it's Ashley from acbsgotbookcitement, and I am here with my February 2015 wrap-up. All the books that I read in February, and I know that it's sort of late, but deal with it. I can do what I want. My channel, my rules. I really don't have any rules on this channel. In the month of February, I managed to read 4 books, which is I wish I'd have read more, but you know, Netflix got in the way of that. I talked all about my Netflix addiction in my previous video, so if you want to go check that out, you totally should, and watch Heart of Dixie. Yes. I will tell you what I read in the month of February. So the first book that I read in the month of February was The Witches of East End by Melissa de la Cruz. This is the first book in this Witches of East End series. The reason that I wanted to read it was because I was scrolling through Netflix and I saw the TV show that is based off the book, and I thought, that might be interesting to watch, so I should read the book before I watch it. So that's what I did, and I ended up giving it a 3 out of 5 stars. I thought it was okay. What it was about was like this family of witches, and they live on this island kind of place, and they are forbidden from doing magic because of reasons and stuff that they had done in the past that had got them in trouble, so they had been forbidden from practicing the magic. There's the mother Joanna, the daughter Ingrid, and the daughter Freya, and Freya's getting married to this rich guy. Ingrid works in a library, and Joanna, she does stuff at the house and she cooks and stuff. But then things start going weird in the town that they live in, and they kind of have to figure out what's going on and save the people. It sounded good, and I will say that it definitely was an interesting read. I just thought that I was kind of misled by the title and the description, because I don't think they're really witches. If you've read the book, tell me what you think. But they can do magic, and they have wands, but I don't necessarily see witches as immortal beings, and that's what these 3 Beauchamp, or however you say their name, that's what these 3 women were. They lived forever. They like never died, and if one of them did die by accident, they just get reborn again. So I just felt kind of misled by thinking that they were witches and then finding out that they weren't, that it was more like a mythology kind of thing. Still interesting. It was a very quick read because the book had very short chapters. And then I ended up watching the first episode of the TV show on Netflix. Please. They took all this stuff from the book and they changed it, and I don't get why they had to change it. Like, they would change the race of certain characters, they'd change their names. They made Ingrid, who in the book is kind of a stuffy, mean librarian, they made her into a ditz. I don't understand that. I don't know how much more of the season of the show I'll watch. I don't know. The next one that I read was The Treatment. This was by Suzanne Young. This is the sequel and end to the program series. It's a duology. I read the program, I enjoyed it, I thought it was a tad depressing, so I decided to read The Treatment so I could, go with my goal of finishing series. Unfortunately, I only gave The Treatment a 3 out of 5. Me and this book, we just never really connected, and I think that was because I was so lost in the beginning, because The Treatment starts out pretty much exactly where the program lets off. And there had been a chunk of time between when I read that book and this book. And it doesn't give you any really refresher. You're just kind of thrown in with Sloane and James being on the run, joining a group of rebels, and trying to bring down the program. And I don't know. If I was going to give advice, I would say read the program and The Treatment back to back, just so you know what's going on. I never really got into it. I just always felt lost, and I always felt kind of disconnected from the story. The rebels, please, they didn't do anything. They didn't fight. They were like recruiting, and then they would just hide in safe houses. I don't know. It just wasn't my favorite book. So the next book that I read was Sweet Evil by Wendy Higgins. This is the first book in the Sweet Evil trilogy, and I was very excited to read it, and I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5. I really did enjoy it. There was just something about the writing and the story that just pulled me right in, and I liked it. I will say not a lot happens in the book. The story about a girl named Anna. She's always been a good girl, done whatever her adoptive mother has told her, and then she ends up finding out she is the daughter of a demon and an angel, and she's like the only one of her kind. And she meets this bad boy named Kaiden, who she's not supposed to be with, but it is love. True love. So I really enjoyed the world because these children of demons, what they're put on earth to do is to tempt people and to get them to like commit sins. I thought that was really interesting. So yeah, I really liked Sweet Evil. I would recommend it. It's just a fun read. And the last book that I managed to read in February was Death Note Volume 4 by Sugumi Oba and art by Takeshi Obata. It's the 4th in the Death Note series. It's entitled Love, and I ended up giving Volume 4 a 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. It had a lot of humor in it. Light is having to battle against L, and he has to find out who this second Kira is, and he doesn't want the second Kira to reveal who he is, the real Kira. So yeah, it's just Light like not going crazy, but he has so much stuff to deal with in this, and it was just funny. There were funny little parts in it that made me laugh. It ended interestingly, and I can't wait to see what happens next. Also, this is just me, but I was very impressed, surprised that Light managed to make it through a whole book without killing anyone. Not one person. He had so much to deal with that he couldn't even kill one person. So that is all that I read in February. Tell me how you did in the comments below. If you've read any of the books I read and what you thought of them, or you can tell me what you read. I don't care. Leave me comments. So I will see you guys in the next video, probably a March TBR, because those are fun. Yes. Bye!